Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Please be seated. Today we would like to recognize the family members in attendance. Today for our honorees, Lieutenant Dailey's wife Nicole Dailey, mother Jenny Dailey, grandmother Edria Dailey, and sister-in-law Haley Herring. On behalf of Lieutenant Twomey, his wife Brooklyn, father John, grandmother Barbara, and friends Randy and Josh. Virtually attending, please welcome Lieutenant Twomey's mother, Amelia Dalto, as well as their closest friends, family, and colleagues who joined virtually to show their support. At this time, I'd like to invite Major Michelle Manning to say a few words on behalf of Lieutenant Dailey.
Thank you for coming. Lieutenant Dailey came to us here in Sentinel just about a year ago, early July, from Tyndall Air Force Base, where he was doing contracting work involved with the Tyndall rebuild after the hurricane. So doing some super incredible, important work in contracting as part of the OpEx tour. And then coming here to Sentinel, we totally flipped the script on him as a program manager coming into the largest acquisition program within the DoD, coming into the nuclear world, which was new for both of us, and also throwing some very unique challenges that come with a program like ours. So as part of our team in NXP, Lieutenant Dailey does our DX and SPA process. So for those of you who are new, that deals with all sorts of supply chain and how we prioritize the Sentinel program within logistics and supply chain. So nothing that he's ever done before, and he continues to just crush it. Lieutenant Dailey has set such high expectations for everybody else coming in. He is always willing to take on the next project or the next job, especially when he first came into the team. We were trying to figure out where he was going to fit in, and he just brought the most positive attitude, the best can do, yes, I'm here to do it, whatever you need, and that has continued to serve him well. So I know family members that's your Blake. That's who you've had this whole time. Blake was recruited to the Air Force Academy to play football, coming from Gas City, Indiana, and came in, crushed it on the football team. It's pretty cool actually to have your brand new lieutenant come in and be able to Google his name and see his football pictures as NCAA athlete. And so Blake has continued to just show outstanding performance and excellence throughout his entire time, both in the Air Force Academy, Tyndall Air Force Base, and now here at Hill. Within Sentinel, we have a lot to do, a lot going on. We keep our team pretty busy, and especially for our CGOs here, we expect a lot out of them because this is such a big program and a lot going on. And Blake continues to just perform exceptionally within our team. He's my only lieutenant, my only other military member in a sea of really amazing, competent GS-13s and NH-4s. And Blake is just always setting the bar, setting the standard, and continues to impress me every single day. So it's absolutely no question that Blake is ready to serve in the grade of captain. He's continued to perform that way since the very time he's gotten here, working with him for just about a year. And so it's my honor and pleasure to promote him to captain today. Family members, Haley, Miss Dailey, Jenny, thank you so much for making the surprise trip. That was so exciting that you were able to be here. Nicole, this promotion is just as much about you as it is Blake. You have stood by him. I think you've been dating since you were sophomores in high school. So you've been along this journey the whole entire way. So this promotion is here today just as much for you as it is for Blake. We're so grateful for everything that you do as a military spouse, the sacrifice that you make to support your airmen, traveling all over, handling his crazy entrepreneurship ideas, climbing to the top of Angel's Landing. It sounds like you guys are just the most excellent team, and we're so grateful for all the sacrifice that you have made to help enable success for Blake here in the Air Force. So with that, thank you, Blake, for being an outstanding part of our team. So grateful that I get to promote you today to captain. Thank you for this honor. Let's go ahead and do it.
Attention to orders. The President of the United States, acting upon the recommendations of the Secretary of the Air Force, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of Lieutenant Dailey. In view of these special qualities and his demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, Lieutenant Dailey is promoted to the grade of Captain, United States Air Force, effective the 30th day of May, 2023. Please be seated. At this time, I'd like to invite Captain Dailey's wife, Nicole, to come forward and pin on the new rank. For anyone that may be new to this, it is customary for family members or close friends to participate in the pinning ceremony to recognize their contributions to the promotee's success in achieving the higher rank. It's also good luck to just...
I know.
Stick good enough.
Major Manning will now administer the oath of office.
Center, please. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Blake Dailey,
Having been appointed a captain in the United States Air Force,
having been appointed a captain in the United States Air Force,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution
that I will support and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
with bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office upon which I am about to enter.
upon the office in which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you Captain Dailey. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you all for coming on a short week. I felt like this was a good time to kick off the long weekend for Memorial Day. Saw Grandma and my mom up here getting teary-eyed through the ceremony. First one since commissioning. Yeah, Grandpa the crowd. And just want to say thank you all for welcoming me when I got here last summer and teaching so much along the way. I feel like program management is still such this big world that I'm trying to figure out, but learning a little bit more every day thanks to just the welcoming and willingness to help, and letting the fresh lieutenant in program management ask a lot of questions and ask the same questions twice sometimes. So just want to say thank you all, and to Nicole as well. Love her. That's all I got.
All right, this time we'd like to ask Major Randy Pence to say a few words on behalf of Lieutenant Twomey as we promote him to captain as well.
All right, hello everybody. Major Randy Pence. So I'm the odd man out here. I'm a logistics officer in a world of acquisitions right now. So here to promote Lieutenant John Twomey. For those of you that don't know him, he's a pretty good friend of mine, which is why I made the trek out here from Virginia Beach. So for those of you that know John, he's a selfless person who deserves this promotion more than anyone I know. Sorry, I know it's a shared promotions here.
I agree with it.
Yeah. So how do I know John? Why is there a logistics officer out here right now? I know John from back at Right Pat days, where he walked on to active duty under the Dean's program, which is a pretty daunting program to start off with, making sure everyone gets paid in the Air Force and all that kind of stuff. Got to know him on staff, got to really get to see what kind of a man he is. He comes from a long line of service. Grandfather, father, they all have dedicated their lives to service to this country in some shape or fashion. So it's no surprise to anybody that John joined the Air Force and decided to do the acquisitions where he can help the entire United States field a new weapon system here. One of the most important weapon systems, even in my opinion, to have for our national defense. He's selfless. He's the hardest working person I've ever met in my life. He'll send emails at 3 o'clock in the morning to make sure the job gets done. The job gets done all the time. Gets done right. He takes time, coaches wrestling in the community. Loves his wife, Brooklyn, right? Takes time for her. Takes time for his family. He is the kind of guy that we all look to. If you want to be the model husband, friend, son, all that stuff, you look to John Twomey. So no one deserves this better. John, as soon as you promote to captain, everyone just kind of think you're a major select by the way you act. So I look forward to that day as well. With that, I'd like to promote you, get you another higher paycheck.
Attention to orders. The President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Air Force, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of Lieutenant Twomey. In view of these special qualities and his demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, Lieutenant Twomey is promoted to the grade of Captain, United States Air Force, effective the 30th day of May, 2023. Please be seated. I'd like to invite Brooklyn, Lieutenant Twomey's wife, up to pin on his new rank. Major Pitts will now administer the oath of office. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Twomey, third floor is yours.
All right, thank you everybody for being here. Colonel Clegg, I see you snuck in the back. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come watch me and Lieutenant Dailey promote. I just want to thank everybody here. I've worked with most of you in some form or fashion, but first I'd like to vector over to my family. So, Brooklyn, thank you. You put up with a lot of stuff, a lot of late nights, a lot of working, just a bunch of craziness. Ever since before I promoted to first lieutenant, you've been there supporting me. And then my dad and my grandma, you guys have always been there for me, so appreciate that. I'm excited to keep you along with this journey. So, then my friends, Randy, thanks for coming all the way out from Virginia Beach. There's just a ton of money and time that you've decided to take and bring my way. You've been supporting me since I was a dumb second lieutenant. Helped me throughout the DS office and figuring out like where I should vector my career, what kinds of things I should be doing, and really showing me what real leadership looks like. And then Josh, my only friend outside of work in Utah. It's been an honor like getting to know you and coaching wrestling with you. I really appreciate getting to give back to the community in that way. And if I ever need anything, you're the guy that knows some guy that knows some guy that knows how to do stuff. So appreciate it. And then to my colleagues, my peers, coming to the Sentinel office this summer was a little daunting. Like everyone says, it's like the biggest acquisitions program in the DoD. It's like, wow, okay, I go from Deems to being doing a little short stint as an exec, and back into a program office. Let me tell you, this is a little bit different than IT and Deems. But I've enjoyed every second. I've learned a lot every day. I feel like, wow, I'm really getting the hang of this. And then something else happens, I'm like, never mind. So it's just been a learning process that everyone here has been super helpful and just helped me get along, right? Everyone understands that, I'm a young lieutenant, I'm still learning. Not to say that the expectations aren't high, but everyone's willing to help me in that process to develop and become an acquisitions professional. So I'd just like to thank everyone here for working with me every day, your patience, your knowledge, and just help me along. I look forward to continuing to serve alongside you and build this weapon system. So, thank you.
Thank you, Captain Twomey. In keeping with Air Force tradition, we will conclude today's ceremony with the playing of the Air Force song. While it is customary for Air Force members to stand, we invite all our guests to join us in standing and singing along in the departure of the official party of distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Please proceed through the receiving line and join us for light refreshments.